Did you know, in the early years of the Beatles, John Lennon penned a series of songs that, while overshadowed by the band's masterpieces, reveal his growing lyrical skill and emotional depth. So today, we're diving into some of Lennon's most underrated songs from the pre-Rubber Soul era. The first song is I'll Get You.
But I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you in the end.
I'll Get You serves as the B-side to the iconic She Loves You, meaning it somehow found its way into more homes across the UK than nearly any other Beatles song. Despite these huge sales, it's rarely talked about and remains one of the band's lesser-known tracks. Paul McCartney declared the song was a 50-50 collaboration, but I've always considered it slightly more of a Lennon song, likely due to its controlling tone. Lines like, "I'm gonna change your mind, so you might as well resign yourself to me," remind me of Lennon's other work, notably You Can't Do That. While the lyrics might not be politically correct, I still think it's a fun track. It's nothing too deep, but it's an all-around above-average song, in my opinion. The next song is All I've Got to Do, which is the second song from With the Beatles, an album known for its Motown covers, like Please Mr. Postman, You Really Got a Hold on Me. Many of the Beatle originals on this record carry a strong Motown vibe as well, and this is most notable on All I've Got to Do and Not a Second Time. Both are Lennon songs with downbeat, moody qualities. All I've Got to Do has always been a favorite of mine. Lennon's moody lyrics work perfectly with his vocals, and the darker vibes give the Beatles some early depth that's often overlooked in retrospective reviews. Lennon himself later acknowledged the Motown influence, saying, "That's me trying to do Smokey again." The third song is I Call Your Name. I Call Your Name is one of those Beatles songs that sounds strikingly similar to another. In this case, it's Lennon's You Can't Do That. This is likely due to Ringo's prominent cowbell on both. The lyrics, however, are less aggressive. Instead of the threats found on You Can't Do That, Lennon expresses how much he misses his lover in I Call Your Name. Lennon revealed that this was one of his earliest written songs, composed before he had even formed the Beatles. To me, the lyrics always carried a Freudian undertone, a song to his mother, Julia, who he worshipped but felt abandoned by. I Call Your Name was released on the Beatles' Long Tall Sally EP. The next song is Tell Me Why, which is featured on the Beatles album A Hard Day's Night. It makes an appearance on both the studio version of the album as well as the soundtrack version of the album, and it also appears in the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night movie, opening up the concert scene. The song features Paul McCartney and George Harrison on backing vocals, and is notably more upbeat compared to Lennon's other tracks on this album, like If I Fell or I'll Cry Instead. Lennon was dismissive of Tell Me Why in later years, though, calling it something he just knocked off, because they needed another movie track. He described it as like a black New York girl group song. However, Paul McCartney suggested the lyrics might have deeper roots, saying Tell Me Why may have been based on real experiences or arguments with Cynthia or whatever. If we take McCartney's theory seriously, it adds an intriguing slant to this upbeat song. The next song is I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, which
There's nothing for me here, so I will disappear if she turns up while
which is released on Beatles for Sale. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party is another Lennon track that deals with themes of depression and loneliness, a recurring motif in his early work. McCartney described it as an 80-20 collaboration, meaning it's mostly a Lennon song with some subtle McCartney tweaks. In many of these songs, Lennon seems to be searching for love, something to make his growing fame and fortune feel worthwhile. Reflecting on the song years later, Lennon said, "That was me. You see, they're all personal mine when you get down to it." The next song is You're Gonna Lose That Girl, a song which is featured on the Beatles' Help album. You're Gonna Lose That Girl sees Lennon warning a man to treat his lover right, or risk losing her to him. While the lyrics aren't particularly enlightening, especially when followed by Lennon's masterpiece Ticket to Ride, the upbeat style makes up for it. The song is also featured in the Help movie, showing the Beatles performing it live in the studio. You're Gonna Lose That Girl is a fun, energetic track that showcases Lennon's ability to craft a catchy pop tune, even if it's not his most profound work. The final song on our list is It's Only Love, another track from the Help album. This song is perhaps most remembered for being Lennon's most hated Beatles song. In 1980, he called it a lousy song with abysmal lyrics. While it's no In My Life, I don't think it's as bad as Lennon made it out to be. Unlike some of his other tracks, it doesn't have to contend with controversial lyrics like Run for Your Life. It's Only Love is a sweet, straightforward song from the usually downbeat Lennon. It's no masterpiece, but it's certainly not terrible, at least in my opinion. These 7 songs, spanning from Please Please Me to Help, showcase Lennon's evolution as a songwriter. While they may lack the seriousness of his later work, they reveal a raw emotional core that would define his greatest contribution to the Beatles' legacy. This video was sourced partly from the Beatles Bible, along with my own thoughts and views. If you enjoyed this dive into Lennon's underrated early tracks, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of these songs is your favorite. And if you enjoyed this format, maybe we'll explore the post-Rubber Soul songs next.